Thursday, 2nd of July. You've seen the first one. I'll see the second one. Took a while to put that together, but that's two done. Now I've got to get them outside so I can clean up in here, move them back in, paint them. I'll paint them in here because then it doesn't matter about the floor because I'll be covering the floor up with carpet anyway. So any mess that's made on the floor will be fine. Any mess on the walls will also be fine because I'll be covering those up eventually with my own wall panels. Does mean I'll have to move the furniture around while I'm doing it, but that's the price you pay. But yeah, I'm quite happy with those. Did split the wood on this side here, so I'm going to have to glue that, but it'll be out the back, it's out the way. Yeah, warm again, but I'm happy with that. Saturday 25th July, been a bit lazy again, but finally both chairs are painted and in place. Next job is to build me and paint me a coffee table to go into this corner. And then I've got to order the cushions for these. I've looked at that, it's probably going to cost about 300 quid for all the cushions, but when it's done, white settee, grey cushions, black floor, white walls, white roof as well. Still haven't ordered the insulation and the boarding for that yet, but what I want to do first, before I do that, is I want to attack these windows. Get these windows out, so I'm going to have to remove these, take the windows out, clear off the paint. In the meantime, paint on the back around here, which you can see can't get to because there's glass on there. So basically paint the insides of that, then put the windows back in. I think that's the next big job after I've done the table. Saturday 1st of August. I've really been letting this slip, but well, they're still in there, they're fine, they're painted and done. As you can probably see the crap on the windows, so those windows are going to come out. That's probably going to be the next job after I've finished the table. Now the table is made up of four of these bits of wood. What are they, 150, something like that across. They're 144 actually, but when I glued them together they were warped as hell. So, oh, here comes the train, fantastic timing. So, using glue and clamps, I've managed to persuade the wood to go a bit straighter. I'm hoping that when I take these clamps off finally they'll be done, but this is the beginnings of the coffee table that's going to go in the corner behind those seats. Obviously I've got to put the legs on and whatnot, but that should be pretty straight now. But yeah, getting that straight was a bit of a pain in the arse. But yep, persuasion, using an awful lot of clamps, but none of that's screwed either, that's all glued. I haven't used a single screw on this so far. I'm actually starting to like the wood glue, it's stronger than I thought it was. But we'll see how strong it is if this wood tries to creak back once I take it apart, take these clamps off. But yeah, I have been lacking again. I just can't be arsed, it's too bloody hot. Saturday 8th of August, and the table's done. Wow, needs a bit of sanding and a few holes filling, but other than that it's pretty stable. It's not going anywhere. Took longer than expected, but it's done now. Need to sand the top and around the edges just to smooth it off. I've got a few drill holes on the sides to fill in, but other than that, that's a good job as far as I'm concerned. Sunday 9th of August, I think it's 9th, and all painted up now. That's ready to go in. Holes filled, sanded and painted. I'm quite happy with this. It's only got a tiny bit of rock on it, not much. And when it's standing on carpet, that won't do anything at all. So yeah, that fits in into this gap. Let's open this up. That fits into this gap. Well, it will fit into this gap into this corner here. So that's that bit done. Chairs are done. The cushions have been ordered. They're on their way. So what's next? Now I've still got to do the worktop on that side, but I'm thinking before I do anything more on the inside of it, I really need to tackle these windows. They're still driving me nuts. They still need to come out, paint the wood that's behind the glass here, and then fit them back, which means I'm gonna have to replace these when I take them out, because they're crap. They'll splinter as soon as I take them out. What else? Still got to do the concrete slab. Still got to do the metal work on the front here to stop things getting on the inside. Roof's already done. I don't know what else is left. Well, I've got the planters to do next, which is obviously two this side. Sorry, 4. 2 this side, 2 this side. Don't think I'm going to get my hammock up this year, but that's fine. Was thinking about doing something fancy for the bins. Yeah, the bins need to move down that way and then put a cover over them, but that's probably going to be that'll be next year, definitely. Don't think I'm going to get this done this year. There's too much to do and I'm too lazy, so that's the way of things. But we are moving, but it's getting close to the end of the year now. Last year I finished mid-September. That's when it started getting cold. I should probably carry on until mid-September as well. Don't think I'm going to get the insulation done this year either. That'll be a next year job. So the carpets and the insulation will go in next year. Might get the worktop done this year. Really depends how quickly I can get that glass out cleaned properly. I was speaking to my brother about this. He suggested just using something like Windoline or something like that, some sort of normal window spray once I've got them out. But I'm not sure how effective it's going to be on this stuff, because this stuff, oh, it's on the other side, but this stuff is pretty much baked on now, because it's been on there so long and the sun's been hitting. It's been cooked from the inside, so I don't know how effective that's going to be. Not sure how I can clean them either. If I can't just spray them, ideally I want to put them in a container, in a tub full of water, and leave them in soapy water for a couple of days just to let the water get in and break everything down before I give them a scrub. But those glass panes are too big. I don't think I've got anything that will hold them within water for long enough. So yeah, but back to the table. Happy with that. The whole thing is pretty much glued. There are only 16 screws in it, which is impressive. There are 2 screws in each corner at the top. That's 8. 2 screws on each of the beams on the bottom. So that's 16. And the whole of it is actually just glued together. I'm quite impressed how strong PVA is after it sets. I mean, obviously glue is strong, but I didn't think it was as strong as it is. But stronger than I thought it was. But let's see what happens at the end of the day. If the table breaks, it's not too much. I can always buy a replacement. But as an exercise, that's been interesting to build. Not sure if interesting is the right word, but there you go. But yeah, that's it for now. Additional, just because I may stop working in the garden in September, I think that'll be the time I actually start doing some of the software and the hardware for the electronic side of this. Need to start looking at that now. I mean, the pipe's in there. I'm not sure how full the water bar is, because we haven't had any rain recently. It's probably all evaporated. I don't know. Let's have a look. It's tight getting in here. But oh no, that's quite high actually. That's higher than I thought it was. Perhaps I reckon I need to pump that out actually. That's another job to do this afternoon. But yeah, I think the electronics and the software side of this needs some work now. It's going to be a bit of a pain in the arse to write it, because there's a lot to do. I've reordered the circuit boards. I've reordered all the parts. I need to plug them in on some breadboard first. If you know electronics, you know what breadboard is, so I can prototype and test everything up before I actually solder it to the main boards. You know, work out appropriate values for resistance and whatever. I mean, I've worked out 90%, but the 10% is what catches you out. So Oh, I had to replace the wheelbarrow, the wheel on my wheelbarrow as well. That was another pain in the ass. I did take some loads of wood that was in the corner. I took that down the tip last weekend, so I have had a bit of a clean up, but the gardens, the green stuff is coming back and that all needs to come out. There shouldn't be anything green other than that wheelie bin in this garden at the moment, so that's another job, but I can't be asked, to be honest with you.